What's going on out there, guys? Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending on where you at. Hope everybody woke up feeling blessed and grateful. I know I did. Welcome to another episode of the Humans with Brains podcast. I'm your host, Opulent Six, and these are my beautiful co-hosts, Leonika and Jennifer.
Hello.
And as always, this is a dummy-free zone, so don't get on here saying no stupid shit.
Does
that apply to us too?
They still will.
Especially staff.
Wait, can I just get this out the way?
Yeah.
Six, you know what you were doing with that
I always
auto
knew
zone.
what I was doing.
Yeah?
I always
You
knew.
have everybody coming for me about this auto zone thing.
Then apologize to the AutoZone workers
Oh my God.
and all the mechanics across the world.
The grease monkeys.
The grease monkeys is crazy. Now they're gonna, if it make you feel any better, they're about to come for her now.
They are
For
called
calling
grease
her-
monkeys.
No, that is a derogatory
It
term.
is?
No, but
Yes,
people
no one
say
that
it.
is working in the auto industry fixing cars on American roads so that you can be safe and travel from point A to point B with your family. They do not want to be referred to as grease
Well,
monkeys.
yeah, now everyone...
So now they're coming for you too.
My
Don't you
bad.
not
No, and
disrespecting people.
Everyone
like that.
now are like, oh, you're going to need an alternator one day. Oh, God forbid. Like, I drive electric, first off. Second, I apologize to everyone that's gotten offended by that. But if you do watch the clip, I didn't say anything. He said my demeanor said it. Watch the full episode, but
Well,
yeah.
80% of communication is nonverbal. So
I was not trying to offend anyone. Everyone has preferences, and that's that. You wouldn't date somebody that's working at Figueroa.
What's Figueroa?
it's
streets?
It's a stroll. Yeah, it's a stroll.
The whole
where women-
stroll?
That's where women.
That's what I'm
sell coochie.
saying. People are like,
Yeah, but AutoZone's an honorable position.
Not in her. She just
I did
compared.
not
She
say
just compared
that. I didn't say
AutoZone
that.
With
with selling
hookering.
coochie. She just compared it with prostitution and said they're both on the same.
I didn't say that.
Scruple
I
playing
never
field.
said I was not going to date an AutoZone guy.
But you would.
All right then.
Anyway,
If you
let's-
work at AutoZone or in any part of the auto industry, DM us your profile. We're gonna send Leo on a date with one of you guys.
Ooh. But would they want to date it because they dodged a bullet?
They did say they dodged a green bullet, a green ass bullet.
You know what? Anyway, so what's today's topic?
You tell us what today's topic is.
Today's topic is high value women.
Ooh.
HVW, high value women. I
That's an
think
interesting
first
one.
we
And what
need to
makes-
define that.
Yes.
I'll go ahead and define that. A high value woman is a woman that is proficient at everything that is intrinsically important to a man.
Mm.
She is fun, fit, feminine, cooperative. A high value woman is inherently soft and nurturing.
Oh, stop talking about me.
That is a high value woman.
Thank you.
So from there, I'll give it to Jen.
Okay, so my question is, I'm not speaking for myself. I'm going to speak for what I believe the vast audience's knee-jerk reaction might be. So we're saying a high-value woman in regards to a relationship with a significant other, like what she brings to a relationship, not who she is as a person.
Not her net worth. Because that was our thing. Remember? That was the whole conversation
I just
we
gave
had.
you the definition of a high value woman, and when did I mention net worth? Your net worth,
I didn't say net worth.
but I'm talking her. Your net worth doesn't mean anything in a relationship to a man. That is not the deciding factor. How much money that she makes. See, a man will go date a woman that works at AutoZone. Men don't mind. Seriously, men wouldn't mind. A man would date a waitress and change her life.
Absolutely.
Women generally will not go date a guy at AutoZone and try to change his life.
I'm not saying
If a man come in and she's working at Wingstop or Hooters, come in, change her life, fix her credit, buy her car, invest in her business, give her a better life, they say, wow, girl, you hit the lottery. That's what he's supposed to do. But if a woman see a guy working at Foot Locker, if he don't got a car and he asks her to buy a car, oh, he a bum. Why you buying him a car? Girl, you paying all the bills. Why? The shoe, it is not equal in that way, nor do I want it to be equal in that way, but we're going to acknowledge that the criteria for a high-value man is different for a high-value woman. A part of being a high-value man is also having those finances. You don't necessarily need the finances to be a high-value woman. I just told you. A high-value woman is a woman that is proficient at everything that is intrinsically important to a man. She is fun, fit, feminine, cooperative. A high value woman is inherently nurturing, agreeable, and soft. Now, from there, let's launch. What do you have to say? Because your paycheck don't mean nothing. If all you needed was a paycheck to get the man you want,
she be at AutoZone.
why is Kim Kardashian don't have a man?
Okay.
We can name 40 women with billions of dollars that don't have, but they have the net worth, because it does not ensure you're going to get the man you want because you have a high net worth, because that is not intrinsically important to a man.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's not. I mean, I don't know what's intrinsically important to a man. I'm not a man. I am not a man.
I feel like you hit on something for him. He's like, that's the point. That's the point.
That's why I'm prefacing it that way. I am not a man.
Yeah.
Not going to speak for a man. The last
Correct.
time somebody did that, 6 walked out the room.
I got it.
Walking out
Oh, he want to shake the table.
I don't need nobody walking out the room.
So can I
speak for people? I'm just saying, because we did bring up Dr. Bryant's clip.
We did.
And in that clip, she did mention, why are you laughing, bro?
That was a good one.
That was a good
dead
one. You did a good job.
You
I
know,
love that.
I mean, listen, I'm just speaking from the heart. So we're just going to go back, because on the Dr. Bryant clip, she did mention that, you know,
high value.
And she also named herself as a high value woman because of.
But she can't name her. She can say that, but we need someone else to come say that you a high value woman.
Yeah.
Like, you can say that. You can say whatever you can say. I got the best water in the world. Fiji water is the best. You can say that.
But is anyone buying it?
But is anyone buying it? Every woman think they got the best coochie in the world. There is no woman like, yeah, my coochie mid.
Which is
Everyone's
crazy.
Like, no, my shit is, it put them to sleep. They always come back. No,
First
my
of all,
shit,
if you
I
have
got
to
that wet.
broadcast it,
My name
that
is Super
means-
Soaker. Every woman say the same
Well,
shit.
guess what? Mine is a Lamborghini. I don't have a commercial for it. We don't need one.
So I was going to, so interestingly enough, because I was struggling with this, because I literally thought that to myself. I was like, well, I don't know how to define that, because it's not up to me to define.
Right.
But I did go ahead and do a quick search, and I'll be very quick with this. And I thought it was interesting that a general search said self-worth and confidence, independence and autonomy, emotional intelligence, and this is just the highlights, right? Personal growth and development, integrity and respect. And I'll read this last line. Ultimately, a high-value woman is someone who lives authentically, knows her worth, and prioritizes her well-being.
A woman wrote that shit. That's ChatGPT. That's
ChatGPT.
Yeah, no.
So ChatGPT woman.
No.
ChatGPT is not a
Angelito, what she just read, does that make you, if you saw that on somebody's profile, a woman profile, does that make you want to meet her? Like, I want to meet her.
She has intelligence.
Wait. Watch this. Angelito, and speak loud so they can hear you. Jen, read that definition that you got from ChatGPT.
It's not from there, but
read that definition. Just read it uninterrupted.
Put it for the last one.
Pause. Wait.
Pause.
All of it?
No. Yes, just read it. Go ahead.
Okay. The concept of a high-value woman can be interpreted in various ways. It's important to understand that value is subjective and shouldn't be based solely on external factors. However, common themes emerge: self-worth and confidence, independence and autonomy, emotional intelligence, personal growth and development, integrity and respect. Ultimately, a high-valued woman is someone who lives authentically, knows her worth, and prioritizes her well-being.
Okay, for our listeners out there, because we'll have Jen do a poll too. Angelito, you heard what she just said, right? That definition? Yeah. You heard it? Yeah. Okay, that is a woman's definition of what a high value. Now you're going to hear from a man, and then we're going to have Angelito, which is a man. You tell me which one you would want to lean into. Here's a definition of a high value woman, and I don't have to read it off of anything. A high value woman is a woman that is proficient at everything that is intrinsically important to a man. She is fun, fit, feminine, and cooperative. A high-value woman is inherently soft, nurturing, and agreeable.
I mean, it's hard to argue with that one, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
honestly.
what a high value. I don't know what the fuck
I'm just
they
telling
talking
you
about.
why I looked it up, because I struggled with
that was smart, because you was, but that's what a lot of women struggle, because they will go off of that or some remnants of that.
Yeah.
And they believe I'm high value because I know my worth and I make a lot of money and I'm pretty.
No, not at all.
Being pretty don't make you a high value. You won't even, being pretty don't even ensure that you will get a ring. Men don't marry looks. We have sex with looks. Men marry behavior. Your behavior determines whether you get the ring or not the looks. Halle Berry is beautiful. Kim Kardashian is beautiful to a lot of people. There's a slew of women that have the money and the fame, but they cannot keep, we marry behavior. So if you are not even proficient at the things that are intrinsically important to a man, you can't be high value because your money ain't intrinsically important to us. You being soft is. You anticipating what we need and providing that without us having to prompt you or ask you, that's important. Not knowing your worth.
Do you know what I think is one of the most, and again, this is just my perception. I think if I can really think back on what men have said about me was I'm no pressure. Like, I think what that kind of boils down to, and I could be wrong, and I would love for Six to try to tell
pressure?
me. Yeah, I am no pressure. Like, but here's the thing that I think that what that boils down to, and I don't know that a man knows what to knows how to say it. Like, I don't know that they know, but I think the biggest, and again, Six, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the number one thing that a woman has to have to be able to do any of the things that Six is saying is being secure. Because if you're not secure, I don't think you could execute anything else.
It would be very challenging. It's unlikely you'll be able to execute that.
And I think the reason I can be no pressure is because I am secure. I am secure with that man making the choice that is me or not me. I am secure with how vulnerable I have to be to anticipate a man's needs because I want to. It's a choice.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing it for any other reason than I feel comfortable doing it because I want to show that man something. So I think what it makes me, and he would have to tell y'all, but what makes me feel like I'm valued in that relationship is because I'm secure. I'm not up his ass every 5 minutes. He comes and goes as he pleases. I don't ask him anything. I am 100% certain that something that he wants me to know, he will tell me. I do not question him. I do not ask him his where. Like, I'm very secure. And when I do something for him, it's not because I want to be able to say that I did it. It's because I genuinely want to. And I told Six the other day, and I was like, it really hit me why I don't believe in like the whole cheating thing. And I know this is super controversial. I'm not
Potato, potato,
but
anyway,
I think
cheating thing. Yeah,
So,
she tried to tell me what to do with my vagina.
it was a very interesting conversation we had.
No,
that
we
day.
are going to be on that topic, but anyway.
We're going to get there. But again, it hit me like, why am I like this about cheating? Like, I'm not like, I could be jealous and I could be like, no, that's my man. But also,
so if he cheats, you'll stay?
Let me finish. Let me finish because it hit me though. I want that man to be happy whether it's with me or not. I want him to choose not to sleep around because he doesn't want to sleep around. He wants to be with me. And if he doesn't, I'm okay with that too. Because his happiness is so important to me. However he gets that is not a threat to me.
I love that. I wish I was just as evolved as you.
Is that evolved or stupid? I don't know.
That's very evolved.
But
you're like, I want him to be happy with or without me. Not without me.
do.
I want you to feel like you're choking.
I would never do anything to hurt him. I would never do anything to make him feel bad. I would never, because it's not, that's how sickening it is. And I really realized, dang, I am obsessed with this man because, but I think that's what it requires. I think it requires some level of, I'll never forget. I don't know if it was Christmas or Thanksgiving, but Six still flirts with his wife. And she's still it's so cute. They've been together for freaking almost 20 years.
Yeah.
And he still could whisper something in her ear and she's like, oh my God. It's so cute to see them interact. You would think they met yesterday.
Yeah.
But they still have that
Because it was built on that. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Would you learn how to play basketball from a football coach?
I guess not.
Would you learn how to play basketball from a football coach?
No.
If you want to learn how to cook, who would you want to teach you?
A chef.
If you want to learn how to drive a car, who you want to teach you?
A driver?
If you want to learn how to fly a plane, who gonna teach you?
A pilot?
how are y'all learning how to be wives and your mother wasn't a wife?
Well, my mother was a wife.
It failed.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Twice.
Well, my
Respectfully,
mom got
pause,
married
wait,
3 times.
listen.
She's a wife now.
Let
and
me
successful on the
finish.
3rd try.
Let me finish. You just said if you want to learn to fly a plane, you're going to go to a pilot. You want to learn how to cook, you're going to go to a chef. Women don't know what's intrinsically important to a man. They don't know how to be a wife because their mothers wasn't wives.
So where do you
In general, women are raising their daughters to be single mothers.
Mm.
They're teaching them, you hear it, because they're single mother. And they like, I'm gonna teach you how to be strong. And my mama told me I don't need no man. And they have raised you to be a single woman.
That's terrible.
And go be educated. So you don't need to depend on no man and get you an education and go to college. They have groomed you to be a single mother.
So does this mean that my mom made it okay for me to say if I got married once, it's okay to get divorced, marry again, and marry again?
That's her journey.
Yeah, that I was finna say that's her journey. But if you want to be a wife, you have to learn how to be a wife from a wife, the same way you would learn how to cook from a chef. Then once you surround yourself with other wives, then you will know what's intrinsically important to a man.
Well, I also
Because
feel,
a lot of y'all are, I'm gonna let you,
Yeah.
but a lot of y'all women ain't even wives, and you married.
And
Yeah.
you did say some of us end up seeking advice from our friends that have the single girl
syndrome.
Yeah.
SGS.
Yeah. You know what makes me the most sad about this whole thing is that women genuinely don't care. Like, they just think men have to put up with them no matter what. Like, I'm a woman, so like I have heard a woman say, like, I'm not gonna make my man a plate. I'm not his mama. And it makes me legitimately sick. Like, it's so sad from my perspective because as a woman, I'm like, dang. I think the missing piece to all of that is that women are either incapable or so like caught up in their own rhetoric that they don't even see that they're the causation of that. Right? Like, they are not even seeing that men are like that because of them.
Well,
I'll go ahead.
Like, there's just like, why don't you, like, I feel like in that position, the question that I would be asking myself, and again, maybe it's just because I'm a person that's really inquisitive, I'm always like, well, why don't I?
What can I say?
Well, why don't I? Well, why wouldn't you? Like, I'm on the opposite end of what's normal. Like, I'm not like my mother because I saw the way she treated my father in a way and I hated it. Like, I decided like, well, wait, I want to do it a different way. And no shades to my mom. She has her own traumas and her own stuff that she's trying to go through. But it hit me like, well, I don't know that I knew like that she wasn't as successful in her marriages and it was her fault or it wasn't. But once I heard my dad talk about the marriage, he was so hurt by what she wouldn't do. He was so hurt by like, she ran it. She said what was up north. You know what I'm trying to say? Like up, down, north, south. Like, she directed everything. And I don't think that, they got married at 19. So I don't think he knew any better.
right.
To say like, nah, like, I'm the man in this relationship. But he didn't, it was so demeaning and emasculating to him, but he let it happen until he couldn't let it happen anymore. And then it was, so to me, it's like, I'm learning that there's a way to direct the relationship that is not as overt as women make it. Like, I don't want to be in charge, right? But so many women just, we got to do it like this. And my man is this and he's sick over it. And he did like, it's so much like making the man powerless. But that's like the inverse of what you actually want out of your relationship.
It's so crazy because like my mom, for the longest time, I used to look at her and I'm like, why are you so passive? And why don't you speak up? Why don't you, with her second marriage that failed, like there were things that were going on. I'm not trying to put your business out there, Mom. I love you. But she didn't.
Wait, she's on her third marriage?
Yeah, and this is it. She thinks she's J-Lo, but this one is succeeding. So this is it.
I'm not
So
mad.
before she ended her second marriage, I used to think to myself, I'm like, how long? God bless you.
That means
Bless
somebody
you.
lying. When I start sneezing, it's lies.
Who lying?
I don't know, but
About my mom?
eardrum When my eardrum here lies, it triggers a sneeze. But go ahead.
Anyway, so I used to like wonder why my mom was just so passive with the stuff that she was hearing about my first stepdad. And I'm like, why don't you say anything? And I guess it goes back to what you said about being just soft and feminine. And I feel like my mom found the power in being passive and then later on made the decision to end that marriage. But not once was she, you know, confrontational, combative, trying to run it, trying to control it. She was just letting things happen for like, let it run its course, basically. But the one thing that I learned from her is that she didn't give up on finding her person and love, and she gave marriage another try, and that's why she's in it now. And now I do ask her questions when it comes to relationships and so on and so forth. Kind of back to what you said. If you want to be a wife, then you kind of have to listen to a wife. There's
Yeah.
that.
She's a
That
great
makes sense.
encyclopedia because
Yeah.
not only can she tell you what not to do, but she could tell you what to do now
Yeah.
because
Right.
she's been in a marriage now
Yeah.
that's been successful. So she's been on both sides of the coin. So that is a great relationship encyclopedia for you.
Yeah.
But a
Mhm.
lot of women need that
Yeah,
because
they
they're
don't
talking to their single.
care.
Well, right
She
now,
also tells me it's up to what you can tolerate at the end of
it
the
really
day.
It
is.
really
It's your
is.
preference.
Yeah.
It
Mhm.
goes.
Everybody's
It's
different.
up to your emotional taste palette
Yeah.
of what you can handle and what's a red flag or not a red flag for you. And a
Mhm.
lot of times y'all let y'all homegirl convince you something should be a red flag that don't even bother you. And it starts there.
Yeah.
Like it shouldn't bother you, but you allowed her to penetrate your thoughts and plant that inception. And now you have turbulence in your relationship
Yeah.
that was caused by an outsider.
Yeah, I try to
So,
acknowledge that whenever I give
That's
advice,
not even a
like,
high value woman.
we're
Because
different.
you're influenced
By your friend.
by an outsider, which is crazy.
Yeah.
My wife ain't influenced by nobody but me. You can't go run and tell her nothing about me. She liable to hang up and beat you up. Like, why you watching my man? I didn't ask you that.
Right.
I didn't ask you that. I didn't ask you nothing about him. I don't ask a man about my wife. Hey, this is my
That'd
wife.
be weird.
You
Yeah.
That was-
can't nobody even
Yeah.
nobody on the streets can't tell me. I saw your wife. I ain't asked you to even see my wife. I didn't ask you to report nothing that she doing.
I be doing that though. 'Cause
We got
sometimes
this.
I be concerned. I'm like,
She always like, where's
at?
she at? You ain't
Yeah.
installed them
Not
cameras.
where is
I
she?
be
Why
like,
you ain't
at
got
the
that
gym.
tracker in that girl yet?
But you
When she
silly.
got pregnant with our baby.
Because I track
Our baby.
I track my wife with my heart.
Aw.
My heart lets me know where she is.
And he do.
And I
He be
wa-
like, she's at the gate. I'm like,
I can feel it.
okay. No,
Seriously.
dead ass.
I can feel this is my
Dead
she's mine.
ass.
And that's
I'm
the
like,
problem.
it's getting kind of late. Where's your wife at? At the gym. She probably on a treadmill. If I'm not mistaken, she should be 7 minutes and 750 seconds into her workout regimen. I'm like, what the hell?
But
And he be
because-
right. He be like, babe, what you doing? On the treadmill, about 7 minutes in. I'm like, yo, this is weird.
But that's because it's like they have a routine.
It
But-
ain't just about a routine. We have an understanding and an agreement.
I mean,
Yeah.
you
And
put
those are the
together
keys to the
years.
relationship. Understanding and agreement. It's understood that this is my routine.
yeah.
And I agree that could be your routine. So I don't have to call you and be like, where you at? What you doing?
Yeah.
It's
that
2 hours past the time you were supposed to be here. We don't need to do all that because this is my wife. And this is when I mentor young men. I tell them, don't marry someone who's not your wife. Because a lot of men are married to women that are not their wife.
wow.
A lot of women are married, but you're not a wife. And they'll say, because they'll go in my comments, look, but I'm married, but you're not a wife. You can stand in the garage all day long, it won't make you a car.
Boom.
You're not a wife. You have a loveless, fruitless marriage because you're not a wife. But I don't even blame her. I blame him
He shouldn't have
because
married
he
her.
is the one that dropped on one knee, right?
Mhm.
So why would you make a woman that ain't your wife? Fellas, listen, stay away from women who have no ambition of being a wife.
Mm.
If you wanted to be a pilot, you're not going to be smoking weed because they drug test you. So if we were smoking weed, you're going to be like, nah, I ain't going to do that. You're not going to join a gang because you're like, I can't have a police record.
Mm.
I want to be a pilot. A woman who wants to be a wife is like, no, I'm not finna bust my pussy open on Instagram. I want to be a wife. No, I'm not finna go scrape on a scrape mission with you and be scraping and having sex
A
with different.
scrape.
Yeah, that's an
mission?
old school term for being promiscuous.
A
It's an old
scrape
school term.
mission
A
is
scrape. Yeah, you scraping. You
crazy.
scraping that little mucky coochie up and down these streets.
You know what? Monkey coochie.
Now, this say
Great.
monkey. I said mucky. Your coochie is
Mucky?
muck. Yes.
What is mucky?
Muck.
A muck.
Like it
No,
sounds
no,
like
no,
it
no.
smells.
Yes, that's what muck means. Look it up. Look up the definition of muck.
a muck.
So what I'm saying is young men need to stay away from women who don't have ambition to be a wife.
So what makes someone a wife?
Mm.
Their behavior, not their looks, their behavior.
Explain.
I just told you, you first have to be proficient at everything that's intrinsically important to a man. And then I said you should be fun, fit, feminine, and cooperative. And then I said a wife is inherently agreeable, nurturing, and soft. She adds to a man's legacy, and that's why he chose you. He's not going to choose a woman with a bad reputation to carry out his legacy. You have to add to a man's legacy. So these are the things that shape you into being a wife. But again, you will learn how to fly an airplane from a pilot. You will learn how to cook from a chef. The only way you're going to learn how to be a wife is from a wife. But again,
can you also learn from a man? Because a man can tell you what a wife is.
But women don't listen to right now.
Yeah, I did
It's
say
it's
that.
trendy to not like men.
I
Women
hate
don't
it.
like men, and they like we don't care about. It is so
hate
trendy to not care about men, but you only doing yourself a disservice. Let me tell you why your softness, and our producer is listening. Chime in with a yay or a nay. This is why your softness is important. First of all, the world is hard on men. It is not hard in the same way on men that it is on women. For example, if you cannot buy your little girl name brand shoes and you put your little girl in Payless shoes, they're going to say she's doing the best she can. She's a single mother. But if a man can't afford it, they're going to say he can't even afford to buy his kids decent shoes. There's a different battle we're fighting.
Yeah.
When we leave the house, we get beat and battered all day long, trying to fight for the things we want for you, us, and our family. When we come home, what makes you think we want to now toil with you? We have no place to extract peace and power. So we go outside powerless. How can he go be tenacious? How can he be a conqueror and he's on E? The world is already going to deplete him and tell him everything he ain't and what he ain't going to have and can't get. And then when he come home, he cannot even recharge. See, when a man gets money, for the most part, in general, we think about all the beautiful things we could do for a woman. I could take her here, could buy the Chanel purse. I'm finna just go buy her a car. That is in our intrinsic nature to provide. The more money we get, the more we want to provide. But in general, when a woman gets money, she is like, I don't need a man.
Yeah.
I got me.
Yeah.
And then her attitude carries on in a relationship. Even when she do get a man, she treat her man like she don't need a man. So if you in a relationship, but you tearing him down, you're not soft. He can't extract peace and power from you. How can he go conquer the world? Matter of fact, he don't want to conquer the world. Because why do he want to conquer the world in the first place? What I just tell you, so he could do what? Give it to y'all. But if you not making him feel good, why do I want to go the extra mile to get this money? I don't even want to buy you nothing.
I've heard a man.
So I'll
say
stay
that.
right here. I'll stay in my lane, work this little 9 to 5, pay my part of the bills and stay right here.
Yeah.
You don't inspire me to want more, to give you more, because how you do me.
Yeah.
So you defeating your own bottom line by not being good to him. Because the more you empower him through your divine femininity, the more aplomb he is, the more astute he is, the more tenacious he is. He will apply that temerity and become successful, and then you will reap the benefits of his success.
Exactly. PSA, women, we need men. Stop beating them up. It don't make no sense. Like, get your journals out.
Get your journals out.
Get your journals out and write down all the reasons why you don't think you need a man. And at the end of writing all those things out, I want you to also go into your deeper self and really think about why do you... I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. I hate that because I had it.
Start it over.
Ladies, I'm mad at myself because I had it.
Why you think? Go ahead, Leah.
Get your journals out and write down all the reasons why you think you don't need a man. Okay. Ladies, get your journals out and write down all the reasons why you don't think you need a man. And after you write down all those reasons, write down, why do you think you're picking a man you think you don't need?
Ooh.
You're welcome. Because it's all up to you, baby girl. You're picking the man you say you don't need. Nobody picking that man for you. You picking him. We are in the 2025th year of our Lord. You're picking that man. So why don't you go deep into yourself and figure out why you're picking a man you think you don't need? It don't make no sense. You're the one picking him. So why are you so mad at men when you're the one picking him? And if you weren't on the frequency of that man, you wouldn't know, you wouldn't have no idea.
She's mad at men, but realistically, she's mad at herself because she still hasn't dug deep.
You're mad at
'Cause you're
yourself.
operating from a trauma place.
If you want to be a high valued woman, here's what I learned. I think if y'all have been following us for a while or anything that I have been on, Jenny B. Thick, you know that I used to be the least feminine woman. My best friend who was sitting to my right told me I was not feminine. I had to swallow that pill. And I'm not going to lie. I had my eyes on somebody who probably didn't think I was feminine either. But as soon as I switched it up, I bagged him. But the point is,
I bagged them is crazy.
I mean, I did. But the point is that I had to dig into myself and listen to what a man was saying and to the advice that the man that I trusted and respected was giving me. And I had to go inside and figure out what that was. Y'all keep blaming the man.
Well, let me ask you this, see, because you just said that you listened to the advice
I did.
of a man. Now, let me ask you, the man you bagged, would you consider him high value?
100%.
Millionaire, right?
Correct.
And you bagged him
Did.
based on the information I gave you.
Yeah.
So this is the same information
Yeah.
I'm trying to give our listeners.
And it's not like I'm not trying to act like I'm proud of it, but I liked him. So I'm making a joke out of
right,
it. But I
you
liked him.
So
Yeah.
you want to.
I wanted
Why
him.
wouldn't you want to be with
Yeah.
somebody you like?
Right.
But you were willing to pay the barrier of entry. You were
Yeah.
willing to do what it take to get the man you wanted. And a
Yeah.
lot of women are not willing to do what it take to get the man what they want. They settle for money.
Yeah.
So settle for money. Listen, every woman ain't gonna be a wife. Some women were put here to be caretakers of pets.
Or side chicks.
Not
Or
care-
caretakers of pets. So
What's
just
a caretaker of a pet.
have a bunch of cats, have a bunch of dogs.
Oh.
They were put here to be caretakers of pets. They're going to be in the latter years of their life with 20 cats, 10 dogs, and that's what they were put here for. And that's fine. No judgment. When I give advice, I advise people whom want to dwell in a happy, healthy, fruitful relationship.
Yeah.
This is advice I give you.
Yeah.
And a man needs your softness.
Yeah.
We don't need your inherent disagreeable spirit, just inherently
Well,
always critical.
I want to get into the minutia of that though. Like I feel like the part like, okay, not that you're not saying anything that makes sense. Like, right, you're giving really good advice, but I think practically women don't know what that means.
Know what means?
How to be able
femininity,
to, well,
fun,
women,
fit,
because
soft.
well, here's why.
the
Because I'll see,
disagreeable nature,
right?
maybe.
Because I'll hear in the comments or read in the comments, right, or like on anything. It don't even have to just be our videos. It could be other videos. Women are blaming men for why they can't be soft, and I know we've kind of been through that. But what I'm trying to say is, how can we get across a message that is like, listen, baby girl, like, you need to get to a point where softness is all you are.
Well, that's what I was about to
Right?
say.
Like it's not really dependent on the man. And I think you made a good point a long time ago. Like
Wait, how is it not dependent on the man? Because I asked Six one time, you know how like men are like, be my peace, be my peace. Six said it. He was like, how angels don't live in hell. So how do you expect a woman to be your peace when you're creating chaos for her?
the point is though, to me personally,
But
my
I think that's where the
knee-jerk,
disconnect is.
but my knee-jerk reaction to that is, what are you doing in hell if you're an angel? It's not in your frequency. It shouldn't even matter.
Mm.
There is nothing like there's nothing to compare it to. So I would say maybe 10 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, let's just say 5 years ago, I made a proclamation. I will not talk negatively about men ever again.
Yeah.
Me and my girls used to sit around and crack jokes about the lack of good man.
like men ain't
So
shit.
why wouldn't the universe continue to show up and bring you that? It is the glasses that you have on. So the universe is going to say, hey, here's all the bad men you've been asking for.
Mm.
So my thing is like, women are not necessarily understanding the part that they play in who they are attracting. It's not because they're not shit that they're attracting not shit people. Your beliefs are what you're
So
attracting.
basically you're saying the lack of accountability on women, perhaps?
Well, there's the element of that, but what I'm actually trying to say is that you can only get what you believe. If you squeeze an orange, there's orange juice in there. There's nothing else in that orange but orange juice. If you want something else, you need to focus on the thing that you actually want.
So I know we did have an episode on dating fatigues, but like for example, you said focus on the things that you want, so on and so forth.
Correct.
I have a best friend back home. She's been dating and focusing on the things that she wants, but it's tough out there. You have
No, it's not.
You're doing exactly what she said.
Exactly.
You're focusing on how tough it is.
Exactly.
You're focusing on exactly.
Well,
what
no.
you want.
Okay. All right.
And it might be tough for her. I don't know her and don't know all her factors, but her picker might be off. She might not be feminine, and you're not responsible for who you attract. You're responsible for who you entertain.
Yeah.
So if you keep dating the same 3 type of men from the time you was 16, you recycle the same 3 type of men, and now you 30. You can't say all men ain't shit. You can say I like these type of men who ain't shit because I'm dating the same 3 type of men. That's who I attract. That's who I entertain, and that's who I engross myself with.
Exactly.
A big part of the problem also, women don't know what love is. They conflate romance with love because romance is grandiose. He bought me 3 dozen roses. He bought me a car. That's
falling
the
in
grandiose.
love with gestures.
Yeah, that's grandiose. Love is not grandiose. Love is subtle. Love is consistent.
Leah.
Love is making sure that you never take the garbage out. I do.
Hey, that's
love is like, hey, don't forget you got a court date.
Yeah.
That love is subtle, but women are enthralled by this grandiose type of romance because it's being broadcasted 24 hours a day on Instagram, on social media.
But it's also villainized. I keep hearing women say it's like they're against men. It's like a struggle of like a power struggle of like, I need to protect myself against these men. And like, I get there's a sense of guard your heartness to it. Like, I do understand, like, yes, guard your heart, but take your mind with you. But I think if you walk around and think that men are the enemy, or if you walk around and protect yourself from something that is not actually there, then it's your doing.
But see, I agree with you. This whole man versus woman thing,
yes,
women started this.
I agree.
Women are the main perpetrators of this rhetoric.
I agree.
You hear women talk about how they don't need a man. You ain't never heard a man say, I don't need no women.
Now they do.
I'm not a part of that.
I have never.
I need you to open the jars.
I have never heard a man say, I don't need a woman. That's crazy. I hear women all the time say they don't need men, but I've never heard a man say, I don't need a woman. That's preposterous.
But I think they're
hubris.
But
that's
I think,
asinine.
Well, you know why? I think men are so past the point. They're so frustrated. Like our comments and our video and our prior ventures, they say it all the time. But I think they've been pushed to a point where they're like, all right, we're just going to be like y'all. Like, it's sad. Like, I do think there is an element of men giving up because they don't have a choice.
They do have a choice. And I'm glad you said that. Fellas, you do have a choice. Build yourself up. Focus on your self-development so you qualify for the type of woman that you want. I was just with my friend today, and he was like, man, your life is good, man. You got a good woman, man. You got it made. I said, I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
You see what all I do for her? Why would I climb to the top of a mountain and build a castle and don't get to live like a king? You see what I did for her, but a lot of men don't want to pay the cost to be the boss. You want all the perks and benefits of being a high-value man without actually having to be a high-value man. Mm-hmm. And that is irresponsible, that's stupid, asinine, and it is embarrassing to be a man to other men who feel that way. I don't think any woman, like you said, should submit to go be in hell. Let me come live in hell with you.
Yeah.
But as a man that is a high provider, emotionally intelligent, again, going on 19 years, my wife ain't never been. How long you been knowing me? When have you ever, on purpose or accidentally, heard my wife cast one complaint about me? Never.
So back to the whole like men versus women kind of thing. I mean, I know at some point we are going to talk about this. A lot of men, especially some of my guy friends, and I was just having a conversation with one of them the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I guess most men are like now coming to this aha moment where marriage only benefits a woman.
Mhm.
So that's why him and some of his guy friends, they don't really, that's not even something that they're thinking about.
Do
And
you
a lot
feel that way? Do you feel that marriage, you, Leah, do you feel that marriage only benefits a woman?
I don't think so, because I had a really life altering / perspective shift last year when my dad had a stroke
Mhm.
and he wasn't back together with my stepmom yet. Oh, so as I'm there and I'm taking care of him, this is a wife's duty.
Mhm.
You know, when you say your vows, like through sickness and through health, like this is what it is.
Mhm.
And that's what shifted. I don't know why I'm getting so emotional because it brings me back. It was literally
No.
last year around this time. So that was one of the things that I'm like, no, it doesn't only benefit women, it benefits men. And
Yeah.
studies show that men live longer because of their wives,
Mhm.
because they're taking care of their wives. But the generation these days, the men these days, they're having that narrative in their head now where like, oh, it's only women that's gonna benefit. Oh, if it doesn't work out, well, I gotta split
because
half.
the
I worked my ass off for
Because the
this.
system is not set up for them.
The
to,
system
I
is
get
not-
that, but
system-
it's like,
yeah.
who is gonna take
But
care of you when you're sick?
The system is not set up for that, but
It's
I want
definitely
these young men to hear me out. Build yourself up,
Yeah.
young king, so that you can acquire the type of woman you want
Yeah.
to make sure that she is fun, fit, feminine, and cooperative, inherently soft, agreeable, and nurturing. Do the work so that you don't choose wrong.
Mm.
Because you can marry someone who ain't your wife. If she do not have the qualities,
Damn.
she's not your wife. Just because you married her, don't make her a wife. You can stand in the garage all day long and it won't make you a car. You can drop to one knee, buy her a house, go to work, never cheat, never do nothing, and still don't get your just due because you put a ring on someone who was not a wife. The
Mhm.
onus is on you. It says a man that finds a wife surely finds a good thing. Now, if you ran out and married someone that was not a wife, and now you believe marriage doesn't benefit me, you need to go back, take inventory, and stop redistributing blame and point the finger at yourself and say, I chose wrong, or I'm not the type of man that can attract the type of woman I want. Start there. I don't want to live in a world where there are no women.
Mm.
Y'all have to go do that one by yourself. I need a woman.
Yeah.
I love women. I uplift women 7 days a week, do I not?
Yeah.
All day long. I love women.
Your
I'm never
profession
going
even.
to I'm never going to get I'm a female maven.
You're a feminist.
Yes, I am a feminist.
I love that.
I'm a maven when it comes to women. Cuz I choose to be that way. I have to coexist with them. So instead of trying to get them to go against their intrinsic nature cuz it makes me feel uncomfortable, I learn how to live within the confines of their intrinsic nature and uplift them from there.
And you learn a lot from us and our little
Absolutely.
intuitions. And remember how you're like, only she would pick that up when I talked about the Tupperwares.
Yeah,
and-
no, there's a lot.
Women
to
are the
unpack
greatest
there.
teachers. If you
Yeah.
see, my wife used, a lot of y'all fools are making your significant other use her superpowers against you.
Mm.
What is he doing? Where he at?
Mm.
That's a lot of energy.
It is.
If she took that same energy and intuition and aimed it at the world, y'all both aiming at the same target, you'll be further along. And I used to be that way. Again, we've been together a long time since we were children. And at one point, she was using her superpowers against me, aiming her stuff at me. But when I realized I'm the cause of this, the relationship is tumultuous because me, let me tell you something. First, women treat you how they want to be treated. But then they start treating you how you treat them.
Mm.
So if you a male and your relationship is bad, it's probably because you're bad. You're a bad leader. Do not blame her. Go within. Do not tell her what to do. Start governing yourself. Elevate yourself, and she follows suit. The man is the head, but the woman is the neck. And the neck holds the head up. And guess what else the neck can do? Turn the head in any direction. That's why when your girl tripping, you can't focus at work. You can't close the deals. You losing money. You losing sleep. Because although you might be the head, she's the neck, and the neck can turn the head in any direction. So take care of your neck.
Mm. That's a bar. And I think women need to work on being secure And I feel like once you're secure and you can trust yourself, everything else falls into place. That's like my kind of, is that synopsis? That's kind of my takeaways, my key takeaways. Like that's what I had to do myself. I had, like, when I didn't trust myself, it was ugly. Not trusting
Same.
yourself is ugly. Not trusting yourself
Can be a
is
little
because you
chaotic.
begin to
hard.
project your insecurities and your internal dialogue onto someone that was not privy to the
yeah,
internal dialogue, and you begin to act on your what ifs.
yeah,
You don't even know if it happened for sure, but you finna act like it did
yeah,
and create a problem where there wasn't one.
yeah.
So again, and that's not the behavior of a wife. Again, men don't marry looks, we marry behavior. So no matter how great you think your coochie is and how pretty you are, there's someone that is much, much more gorgeous, bigger booty, brighter smile.
Unless it's me, it don't get no bigger than that.
Yeah, you
But
do.
today's poll is, what is a high value woman? Let us know in the comments.
No, what definition do you like
Okay,
better?
yeah,
Read
yeah,
your
yeah. Let's do it
definition one
again.
more
Let's do
time.
it.
Read
'Cause
your
we're
definition
over.
one more
I'm gonna
time.
let Angela
Okay,
do that.
read your
So,
definition one more time. Tell us which definition is better to what a high value woman is.
You go first.
A high value woman. Hold on.
So we're
You
going
wanna
to put it as Six's definition, and then we're going to put it as Google's definition.
Okay. A high value woman is a woman who is proficient at all things that are intrinsically important to a man. She is nurturing and inherently agreeable. A high value woman knows how to imbue her man with confidence and vigor through her femininity. She is a homemaker, a spiritual provisioner, and an asset to a man's legacy. That is a high value woman.
And according to the internet, a high value woman has self-worth and confidence. She's independent with autonomy. She has emotional intelligence. She has personal growth and development, integrity and respect. And it's crucial to note that ultimately, a high value woman is someone who lives authentically, knows her worth, and prioritizes her well-being.
Love always.
That sounds like a
Chat
damn
GPT.
synopsis at the end of some type of romantic comedy. That don't even.
Y'all let us know.
The whole entire time, Six had a face
Yeah.
while she
Yeah,
was
because
reading.
that sounds.
Hopefully our
stupid, too.
engineer will
Yo,
pan to your face.
Angelito, don't that shit sound stupid?
Yeah, well, I think that search is not directed towards a woman and a man. You know, like
Like relationship wise.
It's not a relationship search. So I think that's
Just some generic shit.
too
Like ain't
generic.
no man. But imagine women searching at him and like, I'm a high value. I know my worth because I'm a high value woman because I know my worth and I have autonomy. And you should love me because I know my worth and I have autonomy. Like, we don't care about that shit. Are you fun? When I get done battling the world, can I come have fun with you?
Dang, it got even worse. When considering a high value woman within the context of a relationship, it put healthy boundaries, effective communication, mutual respect and support, emotional maturity, maintaining individuality, discernment. Essentially, a high value woman in a relationship is someone who brings her best self to the partnership while also expecting and receiving respect. While also expecting and receiving respect, love, and support.
That's all inclusive, yes, but
It still's not better than yours.
because mine come from a place of reality,
Of knowing.
of lived experience.
Yeah.
And do you know what the word intrinsic mean? If you know what the word intrinsic means, then the conversation is over. You cannot be a high value woman if you're not proficient at the things that are intrinsically important to a man's needs. You can't be a high value man if you are not proficient at the things that are intrinsically important to a woman's needs.
And with that,
So don't give a shit we don't want and be like, look at all the stuff. That's
Yeah.
like applying to be a rocket scientist and all the stuff on your resume got to do with being a PE teacher.
and
you're like,
no,
look
but
at all
that's
my
what we
stuff.
out
Look
here
at all-
doing.
Look what I got. I
Yeah.
got this. That has nothing to do with what I care about. And you can't make a man care about something he doesn't care about. So you can't choose, no, this is what is, no, it don't work like that.
I feel like that's exactly where we would mess up. They want men to care about the things that they think they should care about.
Never gonna happen.
And it doesn't make no sense to me. How you gonna tell me what to care about?
Exactly.
That's weird.
And you
like,
damn
what?
show can't alter, edit, or trick or confuse what's intrinsically important to me, because what's intrinsically important to a man or a woman, you don't even have no control.
Right.
It's intrinsic. That's
Right.
just what you need.
Right.
So again, you can't be a high value woman if you're not even good at the things that a man intrinsically needs. With that being said, we're going to take the poll. Whether Jen is right or wrong, whether I'm right or wrong, we definitely want to hear from you. Thank you for tuning in. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share, join our conversations across all our social media platforms, the YouTube, the TikTok, the Instagram. Once again, thank you. And this is a dummy-free zone. So don't get over here saying no stupid shit.
Boy, I sure hope the dummies aren't listening.